Imagine surviving the storm. Imagine making it through the first night. You are cold, thirsty, sunburned, exhausted. Your lips are cracked from salt. Your arms ache from holding on. Your body is shaking, but somehow you are still alive. Then you hear it, a plane. At first you think your mind is playing tricks on you, but then the sound gets louder, a low engine in the sky. You look up, and there it is, a rescue aircraft. For the first time in hours, maybe days, hope comes rushing back into your body so fast it almost hurts. You wave, you scream, you lift both arms above your head, you kick your legs. You try to make yourself bigger than the ocean around you. For 1 second, you believe this is the moment. This is how it ends. This is how you go home. But the plane keeps moving. It does not turn. It does not slow down. It does not circle back. And then the sound begins to fade. You keep waving anyway. You scream until your throat burns. But the plane is already gone. Because from the sky, you are not a person, you are not a survivor, you are not someone's father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, son, or daughter. You were a dot, a tiny shape in a moving, glittering, endless ocean. And in the open sea, a living human being can disappear in plain sight. That may be one of the cruelest truths in ocean survival. Sometimes rescue is not hundreds of miles away. Sometimes rescue is directly above you, and it still does not see you. This is the part of survival most people do not think about. We talk about staying alive. We talk about water, food, hypothermia, sharks, storms, panic. But staying alive is only half the battle. The other half is being found. And the ocean is very, very good at hiding people. Before we go deeper, answer this honestly in the comments. If a rescue plane flew over you and missed you, what would break first? Your hope, your voice, or your mind? I read every comment, and this is one of those questions where there is no easy answer. Because the moment you realize rescue can be close and still miss you, survival becomes something different. It stops being just a fight against nature. It becomes a fight against invisibility. And invisibility at sea can kill. Not because you are weak, not because you gave up, but because the ocean is too big, the survivor is too small, and the human eye is not built to search forever across a moving world of blue. Think about what a person looks like in the water, not on a beach, not in a pool, not in a movie where the camera is already pointed at them. In the real ocean, a head above the surface is small. A hand waving is smaller. A dark shirt blends into the waves. Black, navy, gray, even dark green can vanish against water almost immediately. A face is not a face from the sky. It is just a shadow, and the ocean is full of shadows. Waves throw white foam in every direction. Sunlight flashes on the surface, clouds cast patches of darkness, wind breaks the water into moving lines. A person can be right there, alive, breathing, looking up, and still be almost impossible to distinguish from everything else moving around them. That is why survivors are missed, not always because rescuers failed, not always because nobody cared. Sometimes they are missed because the search area is enormous, the target is tiny, and every minute changes the picture. The current moves the survivor. The wind moves the debris, the waves move the line of sight, the sun changes angle. The rescue team searches one square of ocean while the person drifts into another. And by the time the aircraft reaches the right place, the survivor may be behind a wave, under glare, or simply too small to register as human. That is the nightmare. You can be exactly where they are looking and still not be seen. Now imagine being the person in the water. At first, you still believe in rescue. You tell yourself they are coming, someone knows you are missing, someone called for help, someone is searching. That belief keeps you alive. It helps you hold on, it helps you float, it helps you endure the cold, the thirst, the sun, and the fear. But then the first aircraft passes, and it does not see you. You try to explain it away. Maybe they were not looking here. Maybe they are searching somewhere else. Maybe they will come back. Then another sound comes, maybe a boat engine. You turn your head. You see something far away on the horizon. A ship, a real ship. Not a dream, not a cloud, not your imagination. A ship. You start shouting, but the ocean swallows your voice. You wave, but your arm is barely visible over the water. You splash, but the waves around you are already splashing. You are doing everything your body can do, and the ship keeps going. That moment changes something inside a survivor. The danger is no longer just the ocean. The danger is the thought that nobody can see you. And once that thought gets inside your head, it starts eating everything. It eats your confidence, it eats your patience, it eats your ability to think clearly. People imagine survival as one big decision. Be brave, stay calm, do not quit. But survival is usually 1,000 small decisions made while your body is begging you to stop. Do I keep floating? Do I keep waving? Do I save energy? Do I scream again? Do I try to swim toward that light? Do I stay with the debris? Do I drink this water? Do I wait? Do I believe the next plane will see me? That last one may be the hardest. Belief is fuel, and when rescue passes overhead and misses you, that fuel starts leaking. This is why visibility matters so much. A signal mirror is not just a shiny piece of gear. A whistle is not just a noisemaker. A bright, dry bag is not just storage. A flashlight, reflective strip, orange marker, flare, dye marker, personal locator beacon. These things are not toys. They are ways of fighting the ocean's greatest advantage. The ocean wants to make you small. Signal gear makes you bigger. Not physically, visually, audibly, electronically. It gives the rescuer something to notice because you may only get seconds. That is another detail people underestimate. Search aircraft do not hover over every wave. Ships do not inspect every object. A rescuer might have one quick glance in your direction, one angle, one reflection, one bright flash, one movement that looks different from the sea, and that can decide whether you live or vanish. A person waving is easy to miss. A mirror flashing sunlight into the cockpit is harder to ignore. A head in the water is easy to miss. A bright orange surface is harder to ignore. A weak voice disappears quickly. A whistle carries farther and lasts longer than screaming. That does not mean gear guarantees rescue. Nothing guarantees rescue, but it changes the odds. And in ocean survival, odds matter. People love to say, I would just wave. But waving is not a plan. Not when you are hypothermic. Not when your shoulders are exhausted. Not when your throat is burned from salt and screaming. Not when the aircraft is high, the sun is low, and the waves are taller than your head. In the beginning, you might wave like your life depends on it, because it does. But after hours in the water, the body changes. Your arms get heavy, your thinking slows, your voice becomes weaker, your muscles cramp, your hands may not work properly. Even the simple act of lifting your arm above your head becomes expensive. Every movement costs energy. Every mistake costs heat. Every burst of panic burns strength you may need later. That is why the best survival tools are the ones that keep working when you cannot. A locator beacon does not need you to yell. A bright flotation device does not need you to wave. Reflective tape does not need you to think clearly. A whistle gives you sound without destroying your throat. A signal mirror lets sunlight do what your arm cannot do alone. The whole point is not to be heroic. The point is to be seen when you are no longer strong enough to perform survival. Because there comes a point where survival is not dramatic, it is quiet. It is a person floating with barely enough strength to keep their mouth above water. No music, no speeches, no movie moment. Just breathing and hoping. Now let's talk about the searchers for a second, because it is easy to sit at home and say, how could they miss someone? But from above, the ocean is brutal. A rescue crew is scanning a moving surface for something that may be smaller than a backpack. They are dealing with glare, clouds, wind, altitude, fuel limits, search patterns, conflicting reports, bad last known positions, currents that change the drift. Sometimes they are not searching for a person. They are searching for any clue that a person might still exist. A piece of debris, a cooler, a life jacket, a patch of color, anything. That is what makes being missed so painful. It is not always neglect. Sometimes it is mathematics. The person is tiny, the ocean is massive, the clock is running, and every hour expands the possible search area. A missing person at sea is not like a missing person on land. On land, the place where someone disappeared may still matter tomorrow. At sea, the place changes. Wind and current keep rewriting the map. Where you fell in is not where you are now. Where the boat sank is not where the survivor drifted. Where someone thought they saw you may not be where you will be by the time help arrives. The ocean does not preserve evidence, it moves it. That is why the first hours matter so much. That is why communication matters. That is why filing a float plan matters. That is why someone knowing where you went when you left and when you were supposed to return can matter. Because if nobody knows where to begin, the ocean gets a head start, and the ocean does not give that time back. But even when the search begins, even when people care, even when aircraft are flying and boats are looking, the survivor still faces the same terrifying truth. I have to make them see me. Now, picture the emotional roller coaster. You are floating, maybe clinging to debris, maybe in a life jacket, maybe in a small raft. You are trying to stay calm. Then you hear the aircraft. Hope explodes. You scream, you wave, it passes. Hope collapses. Then silence comes back. That silence after a missed rescue may be worse than the silence before it. Before the plane, you were waiting. After the plane, you are questioning everything. Did they see me and think I was debris? Was I too small? Was I too late? Will they come back? Was that my only chance? That question can destroy a person. Was that my only chance? Because survival is not just physical endurance. It is emotional endurance. You have to survive disappointment. You have to survive false hope. You have to survive the mind creating rescue sounds that are not there. You have to survive the moment when a cloud looks like land, the moment when a wave looks like a boat, the moment when a bird makes you think land must be close, the moment when the sun sets again and you realize you have to survive another night. Night is different. During the day, the ocean is huge. At night, it becomes endless. You cannot see distance. You cannot measure danger. Every sound feels closer. Every movement under the water feels larger. Your imagination starts filling in the dark. And if you were missed during the day, night brings a new fear. What if they stop searching? What if tomorrow there are fewer planes? What if the search area moves? What if everyone thinks I am already gone? That is when routine can save people, not because routine is exciting, but because routine gives the mind a job. Check the flotation, conserve energy, watch the sun, collect rain if possible. Stay with anything visible. Keep signaling tools ready. Rest when there is nothing to do. Signal when there is. Do not waste strength fighting the whole ocean. Fight the next minute, then the next, then the next. That is real survival. It is not one heroic moment. It is choosing not to surrender during 100 ordinary moments when nobody is watching, and that is what makes these stories so haunting. The most important moments may happen when there is no camera, no witness, and no one even knows the person is still alive. The survivor may spend hours doing everything right, floating, waiting, praying, watching the horizon, saving energy, listening. And then, when rescue finally gets close, one tiny detail decides everything. Were they wearing a bright color? Was there a mirror? Was there a flare? Was there a beacon? Was the raft visible? Could they make sound? Could they make light? Could they create contrast against the ocean? Because contrast is everything. The ocean is blue, black, silver, gray, and white. A survivor needs to become something the ocean is not. Bright orange, flashing light, sharp sound, electronic signal, reflective glare, movement that does not match the waves. A rescue crew is not looking for a full human story. They are looking for a sign. Give them a sign and they can turn the aircraft. Give them nothing but a dark head in rough water, and they may fly right over a living person. That sounds cruel, but it is true. And the truth is what keeps people alive, not comfort, not fantasy. Truth. The truth is that the ocean does not care if you are strong. It does not care if you are experienced. It does not care if you are loved. It does not care if people are searching. It only gives you conditions. Wind, current, distance, cold, heat, glare, darkness, and time. The rest is preparation. That is why I keep coming back to the same point on this channel. Ocean survival is not about looking tough. It is about respecting how fast a normal day can become a rescue case. A short boat ride, a kayak trip, a fishing run, a beach day, a dive trip, a paddle out. Nobody leaves home thinking, "Today I will become a dot in the ocean." But that is how it happens. Not with a dramatic warning. Not with music, not with a countdown, just one failure, one engine issue, one current, one storm cell, one wrong assumption, one moment where land is farther away than you thought. And suddenly the question is not, "Will I have fun today?" The question is, "Can anyone see me?" That question should change how people prepare, not out of fear, out of respect, because the goal is not to make the ocean sound impossible. People survive the ocean. People are rescued. People make it home. But many of them make it home because something made them visible. A life jacket, a raft, a light, a mirror, a beacon, a whistle, a bright color, a floating object, a person on shore who knew they were missing. Preparation does not remove danger. It gives rescue a better chance to find you before danger wins. There is a big difference. And maybe that is the real lesson. Survival is not only about the person in the water. It is also about the person searching from the sky. You are trying to stay alive. They are trying to find you. Both sides are fighting the same enemy: distance, motion, time, and the ocean's ability to hide anything small. So when people ask, why didn't they just see them? The answer is painful. Because the ocean does not show people clearly. It breaks them into shapes. A hand becomes a flicker, a head becomes a shadow, a body becomes a dark mark between waves. And if the survivor cannot create a stronger signal than the ocean's noise, they may disappear while still breathing. That is the nightmare. Not drowning immediately, not being attacked, not the movie version of the sea. The nightmare is being alive and unseen, being close and missed, being almost rescued, almost saved, almost home. Almost is one of the cruelest words in survival, because almost does not pull you out of the water, almost does not warm your body, almost does not call your family, almost does not end the story. Only being seen does. So if you take anything from this video, take this. Do not prepare only to survive. Prepare to be found, soul. Because in the open ocean, those are not the same thing. A person can survive the fall, survive the storm, survive the night, survive the thirst, survive the panic, and still lose because nobody saw them. That is why visibility is not extra. It is survival. And that is why the smallest piece of gear can become the biggest thing in the world. A mirror in your hand, a whistle around your neck, a bright bag floating beside you, a beacon sending your position when your voice is gone. Those things are not dramatic, they are not exciting, they do not make you look brave. But when the ocean has reduced you to a dot, they may be the only reason someone looks twice, and sometimes 1 second look is all it takes. A pilot sees a flash, A boat crew hears a whistle. A rescuer spots orange against blue. A signal appears where there should be nothing. The aircraft turns, the boat changes course. Someone points and says, "There." And that one word changes everything. There. Not debris, not foam, not a shadow. A person, a survivor, someone still alive. That is the moment every lost person is waiting for. Not fame, not drama, not a miracle in the movie sense. Just to be seen. Because once you are seen, the ocean has lost part of its power. It can still be dangerous, it can still be cold, it can still be rough, but it no longer has you hidden, and hidden is where the ocean is strongest. So the next time someone says, "I would just wave," remember this. You may be waving at a sky that cannot see you. You may be shouting into wind that carries your voice nowhere. You may be alive in the exact place rescue has already passed. That is not weakness. That is the reality of scale. A human being is small, the ocean is not, and between those two facts is where survival lives. The goal is not to be fearless. The goal is to be findable, because the sea does not have to kill you with waves. Sometimes it only has to make you invisible. And if rescue flies over and never turns back, the silence that follows may be the hardest thing a human being ever hears. So prepare before the water. Tell someone where you are going. Carry what makes you visible. Respect the forecast. Respect distance. Respect how quickly the ocean can erase you from view. And if you are ever the one in the water, remember this. Do not waste your last strength screaming at the whole ocean. Save your energy. Watch for your moment. Make your signal count, because rescue may come close only once, and when it does, you do not need to look brave. You need to be seen. That is the brutal truth. At sea, survival is not just breathing one more minute. It is becoming visible before the ocean turns you into nothing more than another moving shadow on the water. And that is why they were alive. But rescue still couldn't see them.